So first it was the car stash, then it was the glow stash, and now it's the amp. So what is the amp and how do you get one? Joe here with the Rideshare Guy, and today we're going to discuss, demo, and review the Lyft Amp. So the amp is an illuminated emblem that drivers place on the front dash of their car for passengers to more easily identify our vehicles. The main function it serves, the main thing that it does, is color coordination. So basically the front side of the amp will light up different colors. It will illuminate different colors and then coordinate with the passenger's app. So if the passenger chooses the color to be yellow, the front of our amp will be yellow, and then they'll be able to more easily identify our vehicles as we're approaching. This makes it much easier for pickups in busy spots like airports, concerts, sporting events, bars. It makes it much easier for passengers to identify our vehicles, especially at night. It makes it a lot easier at night. It shines very bright, it's very easy to see, it's very easy to identify your vehicle as a passenger. So the amp lights up on the front side, and it also has this rear side here that will display messages. It greets you when you connect the amp to your driver app. It also will show when your battery is low. It'll give you a status indicator of your battery. It also shows you when you receive a new ride request. You'll get a message on the rear side saying you've received a new request. And it also, they've just recently rolled this out. It will show ETAs to your passenger's destination. So it'll flash ETAs throughout the ride as you're approaching your or as you're headed to your passenger's destination. So how do you get an amp? First, what you'll want to do is check your amp section of your Lyft driver app. If the amp is available in your region, it will say that it's available. Next, you want to complete the ride requirements as stated in that amp section. So my region here in Minneapolis and St. Paul, it was 250 rides. Once you reach 250 rides in my market, then you get an amp. So if the amp is available in your region, and once you meet the ride requirements as defined in your Lyft driver app, Lyft will then send you an invitation to receive your amp. After you confirm your shipping address, then Lyft will send you your amp, and it should arrive in about 2 to 3 weeks. And your amp will arrive with a magnetic base and a charging cable. You'll want to make sure before you install that magnetic base on your dash to completely clean it off and allow it to dry. Also, I recommend that you use the charging cable that's sent with it's a micro USB charging cable. I recommend you use that cable with your amp. I've tried other micro USB cables and they have not worked for me. And the amp does last up to 8 hours after every charge. So now let's dive in and we'll show you how to pair your amp with your driver app, and we'll also show you what the amp looks like from the driver's perspective and the passenger's perspective. We'll demo what a ride looks like. So first we'll show you how to pair the amp. So I have the screen recording of my phone, and I'm also recording the rear side of the amp in the top right there. So we'll power on the amp. Then you'll select your picture in the top left corner. Then you'll select amp. Then you'll select pair my amp, pair amp. You'll need to turn on your Bluetooth, pairing, and it's now paired. This amp section in the driver app has a lot of good information too. You can learn about the amp. You can see how the amp works. It takes you through a demo of how the amp actually works. You can look at the installation guide to how to install into your car. And it also has a good troubleshooting section where they answer a few frequently asked questions. And now we'll demo a ride request. So here I have a screen recording of the passenger app as well as the back side of the amp on the top right there. So the passenger will make the ride request, then the rear side of the amp will display new ride. And now we'll show you what the front side of the amp looks like. So the entire time that I navigate to the passenger, that front side will illuminate pink. And as I'm approaching the passenger's destination, it will change from pink to the color that the app selects. So for this particular ride, the app selected white. So as I'm approaching the destination, the color will change to white. And the passenger can identify the color as white there's a little white dot on our vehicle, and the little amp icon displays as white also. So again, for this ride, the app selected white as the color for the amp. So let's take a look at another ride request and see what color the app chooses for that one. And it looks like the app chose green this time around. So again, the dot on the car is green, as well as that little amp icon is green also. So there it is. Overall, I think the amp is pretty awesome. I've had mine for nearly a year now. I've had many passengers comment and compliment. They love the amp, especially at nighttime. It makes it so much easier for them to identify our vehicles. It's a great emblem overall. I think it's a great evolution of the emblems that Lyft has created. One other quick tip is Lyft does say that front emblem will replace your windshield, the emblem that you put on your windshield. I personally have not removed that emblem. I've kept that on my windshield. Sometimes I drive more than 8 hours and the amp will die on me, the battery will die. So I make sure that I have that emblem still there on the front windshield to identify the vehicle if I'm not able to use my amp, if it's not charged fully. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, or subscribe, and drive safe.